Mull Head, Division 4. So we've got the Solihull Sharks, now 6 and 6, 236 points up against Nairn Knights, 168. You've got Water Orton up to 10 wins now, 269 against Gary, 172. You've got Preston Panthers, 193 against the Workshop Rookies, 217. Leicester Tigers, 190, who were top, losing to Yorkshire Los Muertos, 204. So anything can happen. You've got the Dublin Everton Blues, 215 up against the Leeds Lepers, 179. And you've got Sean losing 175, 227 points for Harrow Harlequin. So that was another big shock there. Benjamin losing there. That's lost top spot now as well after that one.
Yeah, it cost them top spot, and from nowhere as well, Yorkshire Los Muertos, and as you say, it just goes to show you what can happen in fantasy football. I mean, 204 points. He's got Lawrence, who's final. If Lawrence has now started playing, if Lawrence could have been playing that, the way he's played the last couple of weeks, the whole season, then it might be no be down there at 3 and 9, and that's flip. Harris is, ever since Warren was named number 1, Harris has picked up, double digits week on week. Barkley's was a bit of an off week, but even Chase is still doing it, even with Browning throwing the ball. Chase still scored okay, Nico Collins is in there scoring again. I mean, that's Walker and Queen. That's a great defence. That's a low scoring week for the two of them, But I mean, Leicester Tigers weren't helped by leaving Campbell in when he was out.
Yeah, yeah, Jordan Love in the bench as well.
They plug in Franklin and they win, or they don't win the game, but they're very close to it.
If you could have played Jordan Love, they would have won. But
yeah, well, I mean, there's a way to the victory, but you don't play Jordan Love over tour. That's why I don't understand having him sitting there, because you don't play him over tour. You're not going to.
Yeah, because Geno Smith as well. Jeez.
But yeah, an off week, if you can call it that, 190 points, an off week for the Leicester Tigers, having to plug in Elijah Mitchell in there, that's not like something they would have to do. Why are they having to do that?
I was trying to think who they missing. They got somebody in IR or
no, that's what I went to look at. Don't seem.
I got Kamara in the flex, so Kamara could, yeah. So
yeah, Kamara's in there on the flex, and I've got Tyreek Hill down. I mean, when you've got Lamb and Hill, you're going to be in Hawkinson. You're going to be winning a lot of games. That's some good receivers right there. And that to a Hill stack will take him. I'll do him well in the playoffs, I'm sure.
Which is why he's one of the highest scoring teams, because of those two. But it was a nice win for Solihull Sharks, breathing down Sean's neck up into 7th place with 236 points, which was very impressive. Millie Jacks to the Prescott and Pollard, Tankdale, Carbon Ridley, Wilson, and Laporta. So
I mean, Tankdale's just in his game now, isn't it? I mean, he is
just unreal.
He's an auto start now, isn't he? You don't even think about Tankdale. If you own Tankdale, he starts.
You had Watson on the bench as well. He's finally. Is this a one game wonder? Or will be back? Is he going to be back now and do well?
Well, I mean, it's you just don't know. It was one of those. You just don't know, do you? I hope that's him back, and Love looked a lot better.
They look good. Early on, they look good.
But as you say, it might just be the one-off. But I don't think so. I mean, that Love looks like how I thought it was going to be this year. It's maybe just taking him a wee bit longer to kind of get himself into it. I didn't think he was going to be outstandingly brilliant. I didn't think he was going to be as awful as he's been. So maybe that's him turning it around. But yeah, brilliant win for Solihull Sharks, and that's 3 in a row now. 3 in a row for them, So it's put them they're on the winning run now. Joe's down to 5 and 7, in their Knights, 5 and 7, down to 8th now. Preston Panthers down to 5 and 7 with 2 losses in a row, the same. So they've both hit the skids at the very, very, very wrong time.
The one I know they're up in 4th, sitting at 8 and 4, but you maybe, depending on the fixtures, got to be a bit worried about Workshop Rookies, because if they do get caught off the 6 and 6 teams, they are lower.
Yeah, their scores are a lot worse. So Workshop definitely need the win. They still need a win.
If they get one win, then basically. But if they lose 2, they're praying on other results going their way.
It was a good win for them this week, though. They managed to snap. They managed to snap the losing streak, and it's put Preston Panthers in the pooper. That's effectively, it's not knocked them out, but it's put them with their backs right against the wall. Sean's got a loss at the wrong possible time. That was a big game this week. Hallow Harlequins and Newcastle Colts.
Well, that was
And
massive.
they were both they were both 6-5. Yeah, now it's 7-5, 6-6. So yeah, bad loss for Sean, and it gives Hallow Harlequins the edge in the run in now. I would say Workshop are in, but I see what you're saying with this point, so you can pull them into it. But everyone down to ninth has got a chance of getting that final spot, But near Knights and Pressing Panthers obviously need to win out, and it still might not be enough.
Well, looking at the next week, Workshop Rookies are up against the Lesser Tigers.
Oh, that's a tough one
So
for
that's
them.
a
That
tough
might
one.
just bring them into the
But
contention.
then Solihull Sharks are up against the Water Warriors, even though they are in a flyer, but they're playing against number one team. You've got Sean's up against Danny, so it's a 6-6
Dublin
against
Everton
8-4.
Blues against Newcastle
So,
Colts. Yeah, that's huge as well.
so the way things are going, they could actually lose and still qualify, depending on how those two results go.
I'll tell you who this week looks really, really good for. This week looks really, really good for the Harlow Harlequins because they've got the Leeds Leopards who are 3-9, and
Yeah.
with all the rest of it, with the 6-6s, the 6-6s having real tough games. Solihull Sharks and Newcastle Colts against teams above them. Harlow Harlequins win this week, and that puts them in 100% with their points for. If they win this week, they're in, and they couldn't. Leeds Leopards, great game for them.
And then going on to the final week, you've got Solihull Sharks going up against Gary. So you got to think that's like a bye.
Yeah.
You've got the Leicester tag there. Okay, Yorkshire Les Mertos, who just beat the number one team, are playing the Workshop Rookies in week 14. Good. So that could be they could qualify automatically because obviously Sean's playing Leeds Lepers in the last week too. So if Workshop haven't qualified, like cemented it in week 13, there's a good chance that they're not going to, depending on it. It's going to be a nervous week for them.
They're absolutely fine though because Sean and Solihull, Sean's not going to win. Sean could easily lose. Workshop Rookies don't need another win to get in. They just need
one of the other two to
Sean
lose.
Not to win two and Solihull Sharks not. If Solihull Sharks and Sean don't win both games, then Workshop are in. And I don't see them winning both games, let's say.
Stranger things have happened. But
absolutely. I mean, it's not over yet, but they've both got tough games this week with Dublin Everton Blues. And for all that we can say that for Workshop, and I know it's because of the points for, but Dublin Everton Blues have got less points scored than Sean.
Oh shit! So they do actually, yeah.
So
that's a big game for Dublin.
Into it as well. So they need to come out and win this week against Sean. So it's a big week this week for them, and Sean specifically though. But
it is because Dublin
Sean's got Adams, Chandler, he's got Myers, and he's got Osborne and by, but you can get away with those. They're not disastrous.
But looking at the final week, Dublin Everton Blues have actually got Harrow Harlequins in the last week as well. So they'll be wanting to win this week as well. So yeah, it could be crazy.
Yeah, so I mean,
results pending. It could be a very nervous last week. This one.
The eights are very well and truly in the argument, but they should get in okay. Harlow Harlequins win this week, and they should get in okay. And then you're looking at spot number 6 between Sean, Solihull Sharks, and the Nairn Knights. So the Nairn Knights have got a great game against Gary this week. If they can win that, at least gives them a shout, provided one of those two lose,
And who have they got in the last week? Nairn Knights have got Water Warriors in the last week.
Yeah, so it's a tough one, but it's, if you're going to get into the playoffs, you're going to need to play Water Warriors at some point, so.
Very true. But it should be an interesting week. And very nervous. We've not actually picked a game of the week. So what's the game of the week this week then?
And that one, it has to be. Well, what one does it have to be? Doesn't have.
Newcastle Colts and Harrow, or
I would
Sharks say and Nairn Knights.
No, I think it's the Colts and the Blues. The Colts and the Blues. The Dublin Everton Blues against Newcastle Colts. Because that's Sean's desperate for the win, and Dublin Everton Blues, one more win just to put them over the edge. So yeah, I'll go. It's not one game because Solihull Sharks and Waterton Warriors is so important as well for Solihull Sharks. I'll go for a mix of two, Johnny.
Yeah, I would probably go Solihull Sharks because they are the team. Well, apart from they probably are the team in form. They're the only team that's got a 3-win streak. So you've got to fancy because they're coming from nowhere. So I'd fancy that one to be a good one to watch.
Solihull Sharks, yeah, I hear you. And a 3-game win streak against the top team, it's a great game. You know, it's a great game for them to get. And they've got Waterton Warriors have got Allen on a bye week, so that's massive for Solihull Sharks. You know.
Uh-huh. And actually, in your 3-game win streak, they've beaten Newcastle Colts, Arrow Harlequins, and Nairn Knights.
Yeah, so it's been
that's
good
three
wins.
good wins. Like, so 200 points.
And Waterton's riddled with bye weeks this week. Both defenders plus Komet, Mooney, Beckham, Hill, Jacobs. And I think he's going to run without a defender and without a quarterback because I don't think he'll want to drop any of them.
No, that's the thing. You're through. You've got the win.
And he's in. So,
you don't
I
want
think
to drop
it's
somebody.
very good for Solihull Sharks this week.
Yeah, so that'll make it interesting.